Well, good blessed morning to the one, the two, the three that may see this post. I hope and pray all is well. All is well here. Thank the Lord. Um, Yesterday I was cautious. I am sitting here in the Jesus Calling book, and yesterday it read, "Beware of trouble may be in this day," and it was talking about all the things that's going on in the world. But and so yesterday, to me, it was a warning to be careful, because getting older, we have to be more careful when we're out and about and everything that we do, and not just, in an older age, but at any age, we need to be aware of everything that we are doing. So I was extra careful yesterday, and I had a wonderful day, as most days are. And I feel that any day that we wake up, because I have two first cousins. My uncle had two girls and two boys. And just last week, the other daughter is now gone. So we never know. So I want to read to you from the Jesus Calling book for today, June the 2nd. And it reads, "Relax in my healing, holy presence. Be still while I transform your heart and mind. Let go of cares and worries so that you can receive my peace. Cease striving and know that I am God. Do not be like Pharisees who multiplied regulations, creating their own form of godliness. They got so wrapped up in their own rules that they lost sight of me. Even today, man-made rules about how to live the Christian life enslave many people. Their focus is on their performance rather than on me. It is through knowing me intimately that you become like me. This requires spending time alone with me. Let go, relax, be still, and know that I am God." Y'all, I tell you, this blessed me right here. And I say, let me share this, because I don't get up here like I used to. At this age, 74 is just wonderful. It's just wonderful. And I'm so thankful that when I feel, because I'm getting ready to get dressed now, all I have to do is just, I took out a dress I was going to put on, but I think I'm going to get something else and put on. I have an appointment, then I have to find my turnips, go in the food line and get my turnips. And I don't have, I like to keep chicken wings in my freezer. I don't have any. And I might get some frozen fish, for when I want some. So anyways, and I need to go get my nails done. They look horrible. I decided to get acrylic over them and let them grow out. And for years, most of my life, except for the past, I would say, 8 years, I was busy, buying and selling in the flea market, and so I just cut them off. But I 3 months ago now, when it's got acrylic over them, so they can grow out. And so you gotta, once you get these things, you gotta keep them up, and so my polish look, and they need to be filled in. But anyways, I am just so thankful that when I want to spruce myself up, regardless of being my age, a grandmother, a great grandmother, I'm not gonna look like I got a foot in the grave, enjoying life, pleasing the Lord and pleasing myself, because there are so many people that they so busy ripping and running, and they doing ministry. They doing ministry things, but who getting saved? A lot of this and a lot of that, a lot of scriptures, and nobody not witnessing to nobody, just a lot of works. And we're not saved by works, and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. if I sometimes I have put on something and I have more clothes now. I gave away a big old box of tote, big old tote full of clothes and a bag full of shoes, and I have more because I got these veins and bat wing arms and stuff, and I had stopped wearing clothes with my arms out, but it's hot, y'all. And it is what it is, back, there are some that say, don't wear your arms out. It's whatever condemns you. I stopped doing it because of, one thing, gaining weight, and then you lose, and then the veins come, and then that the bigger you are and the older you get and you start losing weight, the skin start to sagging. So that's my reason. But I'm glad I kept some of those sleeveless tops, because as hot as it is, I'm gonna put them on, and my little sleeveless dresses and stuff. So I am getting ready to pull me some clothes out, probably some slacks, and get out of here and run my little errands, and I will cook my greens tomorrow. And because there's a few things that I need to do today. But I want to encourage somebody to be still and know that He is God. Enjoy life. All the things going on in the world, there's nothing that we can do about it. Just first of all, make sure that we is at the top of the list when you praying. Because I can't tell you all the years I went and praying for other people, just busy worrying, busy, not, just concerned about other people. And now, to be honest, it's about me. It's about pleasing me in these latter days of mine, and I got to have peace. I got to have some joy. I got to laugh, So it's about protecting your peace and not letting nobody put no pressure on you, There are some people that they use you, but they don't know that they're using you. It's just like my father's wife. I was making back in the 80s. I worked at this plant for 9 years before I got into the restaurant business. And my husband and I both was workaholics, We enjoyed making them dollars, And so I would do a lot of overtime. And there would be weeks back in the 80s now, and I only got an 8th grade education, that I would bring home $600-700. But when I would go visit my father, and we would get in the car with my stepmother, with my 2 girls, my son, he was when I got saved, he was a teenager then, So he didn't hang with us too much. It's about like them 2 girls, Once they start getting older, they didn't want to hang with me either, So you have to let go, And so, anyways, my stepmother, wherever we went, she always bought. And then one day, I think it was my old big mouth baby girl, told her about, the money that I made. I got a friend messaging me. And I just thought about that some years ago. Why didn't I spend some? Because I made more money than her, and she was older then. And, although my dad worked at the shipyard and he made good money. And, but anyways, so some people, they feel used and stuff. And like I felt, sometimes in the past, I have felt used, but the people, they don't know they be using you, So I'm being mindful of looking out for myself. I looked on my Cash App last week and I had to stop. I started getting sick. All the money that I had cashed out people, But now, it stretches. It goes much longer, much further, So let me get off of here. I grate up my ginger and I have it boiling, and I want to share on another social media page that have a lot of good things to do for the body. Because see, for years I ate all wrong. When I cook, like you take like those pigtails, man, I would leave some fat, but I wouldn't take all that fat. Tastes pretty good, you know, but we don't need to clog up our arteries with all of that. And so they are now in the fridge, and it's very, very little fat that has come up to the top, you know. And so I'm gonna get that little bit off though. But anyways, so I have begun to drink hot water, and I washed the lemon real good. I put it in the fridge where it can get hard, and I grate it, you know. So I'm drinking hot water and the zest from the lemon, and I have ginger boiling. And I just before I got up here, I put some of the zest for the lemon in there, and then I'm going to put some pineapple in my blender with some spinach, some cinnamon, and some turmeric, and black pepper. And I like to put a little cayenne pepper in there too. And it is so delicious. Yesterday, my first meal was after 10 o'clock. I was one busy bee yesterday. My first meal was after 10 o'clock. So I went and weighed, and I gained a pound from messing up, because it wasn't long after then that I went to bed, you know. So anywho, I'm just up here just really just to share about relaxing in the healing of the Lord. You know, let that man give him all of your cares, you know. Give him your concerns and even your doubts and stuff. Wake up in the morning, you know, thanking him and repeating the Lord's Prayer or your own personal prayer. You know, just thinking, and not so much as asking for this and that, you know, but make sure that you cover yourself and cover your family. You know, get you some oil and pray over that oil and anoint your head, and you know, call those family members out. Well, I don't have that many to call out, you know. I don't have. I know some folks have a humongous family, you know, so you don't have to call them all out. But anyway, today is just it's just beautiful, you know, just to wake up. It's beautiful. It really, really and truly is. So let me get out of here, but not without saying, remember, wise men, ladies, boys, and girls, still seek Jesus. He loves you, and so do I. I won't be getting up here 3 and 4 times like I used to. I just don't feel it anymore, you know. I just don't feel it anymore. I feel that I need to just do what I'm doing, you know. All right, till next time.